Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel, guys, is going to be the latest episode of the Unwatched Shelf series, and we have got, let's have a look-see on this bank holiday Monday, 17 votes here. So guys, thank you so much for your contribution. This means an absolute million. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, just great to know that people are really enjoying this series. And I've had such a great time doing this series for you guys, but also a bit of dedication to the unwatched titles in my collection as well. I feel like this series is doing that a bit of service there as well. The first title, if I can get the notes the right way around, Mystic River. This was voted by Tim. Thank you, Tim, Sai, and Ian Thompson. I think I put in that case, yeah. Thank you guys, really do appreciate that. Stop Motion was voted by Tim. Thank you, Tim. I think I put it in the... Yeah, I put it in that case. Brother was voted by Jock. Thank you, Jock. And it was in the Bridget Jones' Diary. No doubt in my mind, two completely different films. Hang 'em High, this was voted by Jock. And thank you, Jock. Also, Jock, really good to hear you really enjoyed the film The Good Son. It's been great to hear back from Jock saying that he's watched a couple of these films based on a couple of the episodes from the Unwatched Shelf series. So really honoured and humbled, mate. I've put you onto a couple of titles there, and obviously kind of based on my first time watching experience with a couple of them films, and then it's led on to someone that's checking those films out also for the first time. So honestly, thank you, Jock, and it really means a million that you've enjoyed a couple of those titles as well, so thank you. Which Finder General, this was voted by Stuart George. Thank you, Stu. The Orphanage was voted by Kylo. The 39 Steps was voted by Kylo. About Schmidt, this was voted by Ian Thompson and Jodie, so thank you very much, really do appreciate that. In the... yeah. Immaculate was voted by Mike. Did you see that? Great to hear from you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, Mike. It's in this Ghostbusters case there. The Taken of Pelham 123 voted by Sai. The Servant, this was voted by Roy. Thank you, Roy. And thank you so much for sending me this my way as well. She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. I think this was Roy as well, wasn't it? Yeah, this was voted by Roy. And I've kept it in. Yeah, I've kept it in that case there. Forbidden Kingdom, voted by Angela, Napan Films, and Ethan. Thank you, chaps. Really do appreciate that. Brick, this was voted by, let's have a look-see, Ash at Popcorn and Horror. Thank you, Ash. And I think I put it in the Lego Movie case, didn't I? Yeah. And The Weatherman, voted by Ash as well. And I put it in this case. Thank you, Ash. Couple titles voted by Lisa. 8mm and The Descent. Thank you, Lisa. Put The Descent one in there. And 8mm, yeah, this was voted by Lisa as well. I know she's a big Nick Cage fan. Who knows, Lisa, this one might get picked today. So yeah, thank you, Lisa. Hope you're doing well, by the way. Anyways, so yeah, guys, I'll just give another round up there. So stop motion was voted by Tim. Mystic River was voted by Tim, Sai, Ian Thompson. Brother was voted by Jock. Hang 'em High was voted by Jock. About Schmidt was voted by Ian Thompson. Jodie. Witchfinder General was voted by Stuart George. The Orphanage and the 39 Steps was voted by Kylo. Immaculate was voted by Mike. Did you see that? The Taken a Pelham 123 voted by Sai. The Servant was voted by Roy. She Wore Yellow Ribbon voted by Roy. The Forbidden Kingdom voted by Angelo and Ethan. The Brick and the Weatherman voted by Ash at Popcorn Horror. And 8mm and The Descent voted by Lisa. So yeah, guys, all the titles are now in his banging CEX bag. So yep, it's the bank holiday Monday. So grab yourself a cuppa or a beverage of your choice. And we're going to find out what title has I'm going to be checking out for the first time here today on the channel. Come on, let's rock and roll. Let's bring on this latest episode of the Unwatched Shelf. Let's rock and roll. Let's go.
Blu-ray stacking up, yeah, the collection grows. Singing like nobody's watching, let the good times flow. Movies on repeat, yeah, he living that life. Great guy, big heart, yeah, he doing it right. Screen light glowing while the speakers bang. Sammy G vibing to the scenes and the frames. Love for the art, yeah, the passion stay true. From the first press play to the end credits roll.
Very exciting stuff. Try not to peek there. Swapping titles around. I don't know if this new bag is all it's cracked up to be. Lol. Shuffle these around. Shuffle them around. So the title is going to be Mystic River. Okay, so, well, Mystic River, and I've heard this film is fantastic, guys. Really, really good stuff. So yeah, 2 hours and 10 minutes this one, so pretty decent run time. But yeah, I've heard Scott was talking about this one quite highly recently. And yeah, Sai, Tim and Ian kindly voted for me to check this one out. So yeah, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off here and I'll come back on camera and give you my brief review and thoughts on this film. So yeah, see you shortly. Right, I have just finished watching Mystic River. Now, this came out 2003, winner of 2 Academy Awards with Sean Penn Best Actor, and Tim Robbins won Best Supporting Actor, and also starring Kevin Bacon, Lawrence Fishburne, Marcia Gay Harden, Laura Linney, and directed by the legendary Clint Eastwood. Now, this is about three childhood friends, Jimmy, Dave, and Sean, and they have been reunited. I think it's about after, I can't think now, I think, is it 20 years or something, like multiple years since they have reunited, and I think they grew up in Boston together. A murder that happens that is Jimmy, played by Sean Penn in this film, his daughter, and Laura Linney, like her daughter, have been murdered. Kevin Bacon plays Sean, who is a cop in this film, and him and his co-associate, played by Lawrence Fishburne, are basically on this case investigation to find out as much evidence as possible of who killed Jimmy's daughter. And there is suspicion that there is a couple of suspects that is basically taken into account of who could have possibly killed Jimmy's daughter. Not just that, though, there is something that happens that is interlinked with this, where one character is absent from their home for like all night into early hours of the morning there. So what's my thoughts on Mystic River? Now, I can totally get why Sean Penn won Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor was Tim Robbins. And I'm going to be honest with you folks, I think they were easily the best part of this film. Probably their performances were better than Mystic River for me. Now, don't get us wrong, Mystic River, I quite liked it. It was a decent watch. I'm glad to say, don't get us wrong, I thought it was a decent, solid watch. I just think this film had its fair share of like pacing issues for me. There were times where this film was moving at a snail's pace, and I just felt, I was checking my watch a couple of times. I just felt, yeah, where was this going? What is happening with this? And I felt they were just juggling a couple of things here and there. Like, there was these two brothers in the film, and they're basically the two brothers, I think, of Katie's ex-boyfriend in the film, Katie, who sadly got killed in the film, and her ex-boyfriend, his two brothers. There's a bit of a side story with them in there. Also, I did thought that it was interesting with the side story with Lawrence Fishburne and Kevin Bacon on this investigation case, but there were just times where the film gradually got a bit uninteresting as it went on. There were times where the film, it had its plodding moments for me here and there that teetered on a little bit. But I think what really kept this film going was the sheer brilliance acting of Tim Robbins and Sean Penn. I think if you are going to check this film out, guys, I think it's worth it for both of their leading performances. But it had an interesting story to it with the whole murder case involved in this film and the investigation side of it. Now, I will say the music in it was pretty good here and there. I felt the ending kind of was left open to your imagination after the reveal of what happened at the end. Also, I will say this, I thought, I think, yeah, Lauren Linley, Marcia Gay Harden, yeah, they were great supporting additions to this film. But yeah, I felt there were times where this film was just a bit middle of the road, a little bit paper thin after a while, and a little bit flat on the surface, very slow paced at times. I was thinking, woof, when is this film going to get a bit more nitty gritty and to the knuckle again? Because there were those real sort of, you know, very intense, anxiety-inducing moments that really packed a punch in this film, don't get us wrong. And, you know, it was, again, there was some really very, you know, like, dark, intense, nightmarish scenes, like, especially at the start of the film with its nightmarish turn of events, you know, flashbacks. Decent watch. And I think it is a film I will prefer on second viewing. And to be fair, I think I can see myself getting more out of this film on second viewing. Tim Robbins' monologue and couple scenes of just dialogue was the real drive of the film. Also, I did like, there was a couple of scenes where two of the guys and Dave, played by Tim Robbins, and it would just be sat down by this diner or this table. And yeah, I thought there was a couple of, you know, like, interesting scenes here and there. One by, like, this, like, bar as well, like, earlier on in the film. Again, some interesting family dynamic that went on in this film. Overall, it was a decent, solid watch, and I can see why this film went up for like a few Oscars at the time, and it went for some Oscar buzz. And I did think it was a decent watch, guys. Don't get us wrong. You know, it's definitely a film I would return to at some point in the future. Hopefully, my second viewing will, my opinion will change on this film. But yeah, I have to agree, it is a very dark, bleak, subtle movie at times. I'm not going to upgrade this one to Blu-ray, guys. In all honesty, I think this DVD does the job, to be honest. In all honesty, I think I paid 10 pence on this DVD, and 10 pence well spent, because I think if I am going to revisit this movie, it will be on this DVD again. But solid watch, worth it for the acting alone, and again, definitely not the last time I will watch a Clint Eastwood directorial movie, because there's more directed movies by Clint Eastwood I'm very interested in checking out. That's got my intrigue. And yeah, the music really carried its weight at times. And again, I think if the film focused on these three childhood friends, it was like them catching up over old times, and it was just about them and about each of their families. Maybe that might have made the film a bit better for me, and it did to one extent in this film, don't get us wrong, where you're focusing on each of their families and that. But it just, yeah, I think it was interesting, but I think something else to make these three childhood friends reunite. I think maybe that there could have been something else better there with this premise. But yeah, I think with what they went with, it was an interesting like character-driven story, but not gonna have a whole lot of rewatchability for me. But although, guys, still, that being said, a massive thanks to Tim, Sai and Ian for recommending me to check this film out, and it was a solid watch. Just not going to be a rewatchable movie for me, that one, but a decent watch, and thanks to those guys for recommending me to check it out. Now on to the stack of titles for you guys to get your votes in for episode 29. Now, I'm going to give the deadline. I'm probably going to go with Sunday. We're going to go with a Sunday, and the reason being, next Monday, I'm going to be in Newcastle. I'm off to see Godzilla at Tyneside Cinema. Tuesday, I am working next week, so we'll go with a Sunday, the 10th of May, to get, like, you've seen for one or two titles from either this stack or any previous unwatched titles in any previous episodes. You're more than welcome to vote for or re-vote for there. So I've gone for this Alfred Hitchcock set. Either Marnie, Torn Curtain, Topaz, Frenzy, Family Plot, The Trouble with Harry, Ray, House at the End of the Street, Killer Nun, The White Reindeer, 13 Assassins, Anatomy of a Murder, Island of Lost Souls, Hall Pass, A Most Wanted Man, Harold and Kumar, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child, Part 5, Barney's Version, Super, The God Monster of Indian Flats, Arsenic and Old Lace, A Van T, All the President's Men, Stark Sea and Hutch, Cockneys versus Zombies. I think it was Marcus X-File 2708 that kindly got me that one. And then Brotherhood of the Wolf, kindly sent to me by Tim, Swim Fan, 2046, The Matrix Revolutions, The Bridges of Madison County, King of the Ants, Working Girl, the remake of Hellboy, The City of Lost Children, Kiss the Girls, The Colour, Sleepy Hollow, The Quiet Man, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, House of Sand and Fog, An Affair to Remember, Relic, the remake of Insomnia, 16 Candles, funny enough referred in the first Harold and Kumar film there, Ginger Snaps, House Number 3, Carlito's Way, The Wind That Shakes the Barley, In America, The Professionals, and Mallrats. Those are all the titles for you guys to get one or two votes in for episode 29 of the Unwatched Shelf series. And any previous unwatched titles in any previous episodes, you're more than welcome to vote for or re-vote for there. And like I say, the deadline is the 10th of May there, the Sunday. And yeah, gonna be good way to round off like the weekends that, and is there any films? And yeah, of course, some of those films in the Alfred Hitchcock box set there. So that is it for episode 29 of the Unwatched Shelf series. Yeah, I did quite enjoy Mystic River, but yeah, I was a bit slow going at times, but I still liked it. But yeah, it is a well-reviewed film, so maybe a lot of people might think I'm talking in the back of my head there, and maybe Sam, you're talking a load of bollocks there, and I probably am, to be honest. I might be in the minority with that film, but yeah, definitely want to give it another solid viewing at some point, guys. But I still quite enjoyed the film. But yeah, not going to be a rewatchable movie for me, that one. But yeah, that's it for episode 28 of the Unwatched Shelf series. So Everton are playing Man City tonight. I'm going to watch that. I am working tomorrow 2 till 6 p.m. and then I'm going to see your Jumbo at Tyneside Cinema. Went to see the Charlatans last night in Newcastle. That was a good fun gig. Really enjoyed that at the City Hall. I'm off to see Dave Formula from the Bands magazine and Nico. Nico, I think, is one of the newly recruited members when magazine reforms there. And then, yeah, Thursday and Friday I'm working. And, yeah, Saturday, going to be a fun weekend for sure, as well as Sunday. And, yep, Monday next week I'm off to see Godzilla at Tyneside Cinema there. So, yep, definitely going to be a busy month, guys. So, yeah, guys, hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. I'll think of something else to do for my next video there, and I'll be back for more content soon there. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye, take care guys, thank you so much.
It's Ollie and Sammy G in the house, talking shit, watching flicks. Sam can't sing, but he is nearly good at it. Ollie does the dancing, Sam is entrancing. Sam has added another one to the collection today. In conclusion, today has been a great day.